And now, weighing in out of the blue corner, Josh the Punk Thompson. 100% agree. And on the other mic, he weighs in from the red corner, Big John McCarthy.
Well, here we go. It's time again for the Weighing In podcast. It is our midweek show where we talk about the upcoming fight cards. We've got the PFL, we've got the UFC, and we've got a ton of news and controversies to talk about, I guess. Josh, what's going on, my man?
There is nothing ever controversial that comes out of my mouth. You know that. I know that. Now, just our fans need to know that, except for tall, long, and lanky, baby. That's all. People don't like to hear that sometimes because I'm always right. That's why. This game, this thing we do, just shows that I'm always right.
You just went with the controversy saying you're always right again.
There we go. But first, before we get started, because we have a lot to cover before we get started, okay, go to our channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell off to the bottom right-hand corner. That gives you the notifications. Our shows will be dropping at different times in the next couple of weeks because of a little bit of traveling that I'm doing. Podcast Dave is in Hawaii on vacation. Okay, and Big John is always doing what Big John does. He's wood chopping in his garage, sweating up a mess. 4 shirts today. Don't lie. You don't work hard.
Working, baby.
That or farming on the farm. That's what you do, buddy. That's what you do. But so go to our Clips channel as well. There's a link down below in our main channel. You can hit that link. That'll take you to our Clips channel where we release a show called Weight Interjection. It's a short 8-minute to 15-minute long show that we do specifically for that channel. We cannot find that show on this main channel. So go there, hit the link down below, hit the subscribe button there as well, and the notifications to let you know when that drops. So that's all really we got to say right now, but enjoy. Hopefully you guys enjoy this show. We're going to have some fun because there's a lot to talk about. Let's jump right into the PFL. Let's go. What you got?
Well, main event of the evening. Brendan Lohane against Moilid, and I can't even say it, Bulev, but he is very good. Can you believe?
17-0-1, and then Brennan is 23-3. Brennan's tough, man. He's good. He's tough. He's scrappy. He gets in there. He gets after it. I mean, 17-0 though. That's a lot. That's crazy. I mean, I think in this day and age, right, for you to have a record like that, you either fought scrubs your whole way up, which we know he has not. Or you're just really that damn good.
There you go. Well, I think he had the win against Lance Palmer. That was a unanimous decision. It went the full route. But look, Brendan is good. Brendan is good in the stand-up. He does not, if he gets taken down, he does not just acquiesce and say, okay, I'll just stay here. He's always finding a way to get up. He gets back to his feet. He makes his opponent work. This is going to be a great fight between these two. When you're looking at the PFL and you're looking for really good main event fights, this is a good one. This is a great main event. They've got 2 killers on the card filling this out. So, I mean, this is a pick 'em fight. Brendan's 21-3. Movid is 17-0-1, as you said.
Yeah.
This fight is, and they're both good in the stand up. I will give, the grappling probably a little bit more to move it, but Brendan's good at it. And he's been, Brendan's been over there. The first time I ever refereed him, first time I ever saw him fight, it was over at the ACB. He was in Russia. So he's been fighting against these guys. He knows exactly what he's up against. This is as good a main card as you're going to find with the PFL as far as talking about undefeated guys and a guy with 3 losses earlier on with Brendan. Awesome.
Yeah, Brendan's tough. He's got good stand-up. Like you said, I would consider him more of like an anti-grappler. He's got good jiu-jitsu. He's got good wrestling. He's good at kind of stuff and takedowns or making you work hard enough to where he can cause a scramble to get back up to his feet. But the power, though, I'd probably go with Movid, though, on the feet, but not as good a clean and striker, better transitions from the punching into the wrestling and getting the fight to the ground and the control and the dominance on the top position. But we're going to see exactly stylistically, though, as the fight goes on, Movlid or whatever, he loses a lot of energy trying to get the fights to the ground sometimes in that body lock and the double legs. So if he has to use a lot of energy to get this fight to the ground, as the fight goes on, Brendan's got pretty good cardio, man. He can push the pace. Yeah. So I think it just comes down to styles make matchups. And I think Brendan's going to be stylistically a bad matchup for a lot of people because he's got so much energy. You know, he's a scrapper. So he's someone that can just, as a dog, and will get out there and get after. And I love it. I love that about him.
I believe he's good in his grappling, but he's going to have to work. You know?
Yeah.
He's just going to have to work. And I'm not saying he can't do it, but I've always liked the way that Brendan fights, so I'm kind of leaning towards him.
The fight that I want to see on this card.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. There might be a 17-1-1. There's a possibility. If you could, if you're taking a guy who's undefeated in 17 fights and you get that, that's a big moment.
Well, Chris Wade versus Bubba Jenkins to me is the fight that I want to see the most on this card. Just realistically for me, for more than like not just name value, but stylistically. Wade is good at stuffing takedowns. I don't know if Bubba can get him down. And if Bubba can get him down once, he's got to be able to get him down 2 or 3 times. Chris Wade is good enough to defend the takedowns. He's got power in his hands. He's explosive when he wants to be. He doesn't fight at a super fast pace, but if he can do that a little bit with Bubba, Bubba tends to slow down. If Bubba doesn't have control in terms of dictating the pace of the fight, he's not as dangerous than like Chris Wade. If Chris Wade can make him fight at a pace that he's not comfortable with, he's got a good chance of winning this fight. But before Bubba watches our damn show, Bubba, I'm just being honest, man. You got great wrestling. You've got some dynamite in your hands too. You don't believe in your hands as much as you possibly should. Okay. But you got to throw them, keep your chin tucked and throw them. But the thing is that when someone pushes him around a little bit and starts putting him on his back foot, he tends to get tired and slow down. It's almost like a little bit of that. You get tired, not just tired, but it's the adrenaline starts to push you around. Anxiety. I was trying to be polite about it, but good job, John.
No, it is.
And so it's true.
It's a different feeling, and you're not comfortable. And when you're not comfortable, you're burning.
Yep.
So
look at this should be a good fight.
No, it should. But Bubba can definitely. Chris is good off his back, so Bubba needs to be careful. You know, when he does, if he takes him down, if he's able to keep him down, be smart with your positioning. Keep your damn hands off of the mat. Many times, Bubba tends to put his hands where his elbows are on the mat with his hands underneath the arms and stuff. You can't do that. You need to be smart about those things. But this is a really good matchup, and this is a pick 'em fight, in my opinion.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think it is a pick 'em fight, but it's going to be a fun fucking fight. That's what I care about.
Yep.
That's what I care about.
I think the next one's going to be fun too, though. Emiliano Sordi versus Antonio Carlos Jr., who I've once called a bad thing. It was wrong. It was supposed to be Shoeface.
But you called him Horseface.
I said Horseface because I was an idiot. I don't know what I was thinking. But I think Shoeface is a horrible name. Antonio Carlos Jr., that's what it should be because he's a good fighter, man. He is a tough dude, and I love the fact that he actually went up in weight because in the UFC he was fighting at 185, and I thought he drained himself too much getting there. I think he's way better at 205. He's great on the ground. His stand-up is good. Sordi is very dynamic in a lot of ways. He's got good stand-up. I think this is a great matchup too, and this is all part of the PFL's playoffs. Whoever gets the win here goes into the finals. So there's $1 million sitting in front of someone here. So lot. Yeah.
Here's the thing though. When you have a name like Shoeface, you know you didn't give that shit to yourself. Somebody else gave you your nickname.
That you have some really bad friends.
Yeah. And that's the other thing though too. Like I got the nickname the Punk and I just stuck with it. But like you don't give yourself your own nickname. That's the problem. If I would have picked my own nickname, I would have had like a cool one, like how Vitor Belfort had the Phenom, right? And then BJ had the Prodigy. I always loved one of my favorite ones ever was Frankie Eggers, The Answer. Yeah. Just absolutely great name.
Great.
I'm like, damn, why did I get a cool name like that? Because they fucking gave themselves their own nicknames. That's why they did it. Not some man. I'm so pissed off I let my friends talk me into this shit. I'm living with it to this day. Anyways, but yeah, so. Horseface, which you like to call him.
No. Antonio Carlos Jr.
Oh, geez. I think it's a great name. I think it's a great name. It should be a great fight, man. I mean,
what the hell is a Shoeface?
I don't even know.
What is it? I mean, it's just bad.
Hey, look, it could be worse. He could be drinking out of fucking shoes, other people's shoes, and then spitting back in it, and then drinking out of it. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
That is horrible.
Did you see the video of Brendan Schaub doing that shit?
No.
No, he did. He had Ty on his fucking show, and they did like there was another guy there. I don't know who the guy. I can't remember who the guy was.
Shoey.
They did the shoey, but apparently the shoey thing is when you pour the beer in there, you spit in it, and someone else drinks it.
Guess what? That's the end of me drinking out of someone's shoe. That's the end of me doing it.
I would, if you had a brand new pair of Jordans and you poured a fucking new beer in there, I'd be like, all right, let's do this. I'll drink it. But if that's like your work shoes, okay, and now you're gonna spit in it, nah, I'm good, bro. And y'all wonder how fucking COVID spreads where you're at? Screw that shit. Get out of here. There's no damn way. No. What other fights on this card? I like the Jason Knight and Bobby Moffitt fight. I don't know why it's so low
I love that fight
on the card, but it should be a really fun fight, man. Bobby Moffitt is tough. He's fun to watch, scrappy, back and forth. Jason
tough
Knight
as
is
hell.
obviously
Jason Knight is a dog.
Yep.
That is a junkyard dog right there. That is a guy that has there is no taillights for braking on that guy. He just comes forward and goes after it. You know, he was doing the bare knuckle boxing for a little bit. I think he's always been fun to watch. When I was able to referee him, sometimes I look at him and go, well, you ain't real smart in this fight, but man, you're fun to watch.
Yeah.
But he's awesome.
Is he the one that won the Ultimate Fighter that fought, what's his name? What was his name? The one that fought DJ. It wasn't him, right? It was
that was Tim Elliott.
Tim Elliott. God, I always get the two of them confused. I don't know why.
Tim Elliott is not happy with you right now.
No. Jason Knight is the one though that fought in the bare knuckle boxing that fought Lobov, right?
Yes.
That was a freaking barn burner of a fight. Wasn't it like their first big time fight?
Yeah.
It was their first big time fight, and that was awesome.
And it was awesome. It was awesome for the plastic surgeon.
Yeah. But yeah, no shit, man. They got rich off of them. The medical insurance paid for all that shit. I mean, they look like an old hockey goalie from the 60s.
They look like John Wayne Parr.
Yeah, right. In that one photo of John Wayne Parr.
Jesus.
That's great. Where he's just stitched up. He looks like an old hockey goalie himself. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, but then you brought up John Wayne Parr. John Wayne Parr and Phil Baroni had a little bit of a beef, and I'm not going to get too much into that because I don't care about that. But yeah, John Wayne Parr was wanted to fight. Dan Hardy's supposed to fight John Wayne Parr. Phil Baroni inserted himself in there and said, "Hey, why don't you fucking fight me?"
When doesn't
all this stuff? Yeah, I get it, but bottom line, Phil announced yesterday that he has announced his official retirement and he's done fighting. So I want to say best of luck to you, buddy, and hey, hope the rest of your life is good, and hope you find another avenue and and move on from fighting. Great stuff. I love to hear when people are done, fighting.
Yeah, I say good luck. Good luck to Phil.
Yep.
Phil had some great moments. He had some funny moments. He was part of the Hammer House with Coleman and Randleman and all them. He always had a great personality. As far as you always knew that he was gonna bump up the fight. He was gonna make people believe that this was the greatest fight of all time, like he did with Shamrock. When fought Frank Shamrock and stuff. So good luck to you. Good luck to you, Phil.
I honestly believe, because I really believed in that fight, that he potentially had the ability to beat Frank. Because I went out, he was training at AK at the time, and then he went out to Extreme Couture and trained there. And then when he came out for that fight, I really believed, I thought he was going to beat Frank, because Frank can't wrestle for shit. Okay. And Phil had good wrestling. People knocked on him for his wrestling, what he didn't have. And I knew he was in shape. I don't know if he just got himself so amped up for fights, he just tended to get tired throughout the fights. But fuck, man, he just seemed like he was in great shape. When I went out a couple weeks out, 3 weeks out from the fight, he was in phenomenal shape, doing sprints on the bikes, doing sprints at the track. He was fucking in great shape. But in the fight, he got super tired. And I think a little bit of that is too that Frank has a way of talking to people, and Frank, and Phil had a hard time dealing with people talking shit to him. It didn't matter if it was in the cage or out of the cage, and so. But he just got tired in that fight and it cost him. But fuck, I thought for sure he was going to be able to beat Frank, because his sprawl and his power, Frank had a great chin, but Frank was always available to be hit. That was the thing with Frank, he was not a defensive type striker. He just kind of lunged in with his punches, put his head down, and he had no wrestling whatsoever. And so that whole fight, I was really surprised that the fight went the way it did. But hey, anyways, off topic. I just want to say, Phil Baroni, wish you the very best. Hope you enjoy your retirement, and good luck in the rest of everything you do, buddy. Outside of the Jason Knight fight, Bobby Moffitt, is there any other fights on here that kind of spark your interest?
No, we talked about the good ones, I think.
All right.
Like I said,
All
I
right.
actually think that main event that's gonna be a barn burner. That's a great fight. So PFL's got a good one there.
Good deal. Can you click on Shame on Moraes?
Yep.
Scroll up.
Scroll up.
So I can see his fights. I've seen him fight a couple times. Okay. So he lost to Brennan, lost to Andre
Feely, yeah.
and Sadiq Yusuf. Okay. I was like, man, I swear I've seen this guy fight a bunch of times, and yeah, I got you. Okay.
He's a good young fighter.
Athletic.
Well, not.
He's pretty athletic. He's good. He just I feel like how old is he? He seems like one of those young fighters that still has some time. Like he's still trying to grow. Watch it. He's like 38. He's 30.
30.
He's 30. He looks like a baby, man. Look at his picture. I'm sure that's an old picture, but he looks like a baby. Jeez. I've never heard of the guy he's fighting. Lazar Stojad.
Perfect pronunciation of. I have no idea.
The way I sounded it out was beautiful. It's like a fucking like podcast Dave's son is giving me fucking reading lessons.
It used to be, it's so funny because, man, going back to the old days, man, it was easy. You had a couple of Japanese names, but all the names were pretty easy. Now, oh my God.
No, it's the Eastern Bloc, those Eastern Bloc countries.
Oh,
it's
crazy,
the Eastern Bloc countries. Like it's kind of easy to pronounce like the Asia market, right? You get a couple, sometimes some of the Indian names are hard to, from India. They're kind of hard to, but there's not a lot of them that are fighting. But when you get into the Eastern Bloc names, whether it's Dagestan or Chechnya or wherever,
not easy.
Not easy. So you guys, if I butcher your guys' names, people, I'm so sorry.
I apologize. It's not done on purpose. We just can't say that.
Yes. What else you got there, John? What do you want to do next?
Dude, UFC is coming up because they have a main event that I cannot wait for. It's awesome, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You're talking about, and it doesn't matter so much. I don't even care about ranking-wise or any of that crap. This is just a perfect style matchup between two supremely technical strikers in Edson Barboza and Giga Chikadze. I just cannot wait for this fight. I think it's going to be fun. I'm not sure it's not going to go all the rounds either because they're both that good and they're both good at, figuring things out to change what's going on in the fight. It's just it's a impressive matchup. Obviously, Edson's had more experience than Giga, but Chikadze is good. I was with him when he was at Glory and stuff. He's just a freaking technician,
So is his name Giga or is it Giga?
Giga.
That's what I thought. Okay. And then Edson. This is really going to come down to, like you said, you and I were taking bets on who's going to shoot first. I don't think either one's going to shoot first. I really believe they're going to stand and bang. That's what I think is going to happen. They're going to get in some mixes. But if I was going to put money down, I think Giga would shoot first, only to mix it up, to make Edson a split second hesitant on the takedown. Because Edson, I think Edson's going to be the faster fighter. He's going to put the combinations together faster, and he's going to go the hands first, then the legs. He's going to throw the legs and then the hands first. He puts the combinations together a little bit tighter and faster than Giga, but Giga's really good at mixing it up as well. But I'm saying speed and tightness, I think will go to Edson. I'm not saying that he's going to win. I don't want people to misunderstand what I'm saying. If you look at Edson on his boxing, everything seems to be very tight. Defense is tight. Everything is tight when he knows someone's going to stand with him. Well, he's not too concerned.
Yeah, I think the big thing, he may be a little faster. I'm not too sure because Chikadze is fast, but it's close. But here's the big difference. Edson does tend to slow down in fights. Okay. And Chikadze's not going to slow down. He's going to be there in the 4th round and the 5th round. If this thing makes it that far, he's going to be coming after him. So it is that little bit of a difference of who's going to slow down more. I see Edson, if the fight's going longer, I do see Edson starting to slow down more than Giga's going to slow down, and that can be a difference in the fight. Like I said, both great technicians. I love, when I first watched Edson Barboza fight, I was like, Jesus Christ, that dude's technique is gorgeous to watch. Just unbelievable. Just the footwork he had, the way he set up his spinning techniques, everything was like, Jesus Christ, where did this guy come from? And then, same thing with Chikadze. He does it differently, and he's much more into not so much the spinning attacks, but he will cut you up with using his hands and hiding his kicks behind his hands. Stand by, because when he gets going, man, he's a freight train coming your way. So I love this fight. I cannot wait for this fight.
Who did Giga fight before this? He had a tough fight before this fight.
Yeah, he did. I'm trying to remember who he fought. I can't remember.
Cub Swanson?
Yeah,
Was
he
it Cub?
fought Cub. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
but there's something. Oh, he hit Cub with a body shot in that one, didn't he?
Yeah. But
Yeah,
there was
Cub just
there
went
was
down.
another guy. Who else did he fight? Oh, what else? No, maybe it was just the Cub fight.
Yeah, it was a cup fight. That was
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
what catapulted him.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
That was the body shot. I
Interesting.
think it was a kick. Was it a kick to the body, or? I think it was a kick to the
Right.
body. It was.
All right.
It kind of folded him.
Yeah,
Nothing
I
you can
believe
do
it
about
was.
that.
I think
Nothing
it
you can
was,
do about
yeah.
that. You get hit to the body like that. Until it's been
painful.
done, you can sit there and say, "I wouldn't go down."
Yeah.
Stand by. You would.
Yeah. So these other fights, right? Ryan Battle, Gilbert Urbina, Ricky Trucos, and Brady Heistan. Okay, I'm sorry, but I already know now that Daniel Rodriguez is in there, and you got Kevin Lee. That should have been the co-main event. You got a little bit of name value.
I don't get this.
I don't get that at all.
It did not make sense to me in any fashion. The only thing I can think of is this I believe this is the Ultimate Fighter finale.
Oh, is it?
So that's why those guys are up there.
Well, I thought the Ultimate Fighter finale was the same night that the
No.
pay-per-view was on the 25th. No, this is it.
No, this
I
would
thought it
be
was,
it here, right
I
here.
thought it was-
These guys are from the Ultimate Fighter. That's why they're up here. That's why it's.
That shows you how many episodes I've watched, John.
It's okay. I've watched.
Sorry, man.
I've watched exactly one less than you. And I'm not
Just
watching.
No,
I'm
we
done with
when we did the show, when we did the last fight campaign, when Brian was there, he's like, I think Brendan asked him, how many shows have you watched it? He's like, no. Have you seen one episode? No. He's like, I haven't watched any of it. I was like, yeah, I get it, man. I get it. So that means that TJ and Brendan and I haven't seen any either. So, but those guys have watched more of the episodes than Brian has.
I will be totally honest. When the Ultimate Fighter first came out, I watched every one of them.
Oh yeah,
because I was there, and so I wanted to see the difference, and then I really saw what they did as the difference.
Oh yeah,
and so I went all the way through the Ultimate Fighter 4. And I said, okay, I'll never watch that show again.
Yeah.
I've never watched it since. So
yeah, I mean, I watched the first one because all my teammates were on it. Swick, Fitch was supposed to be on it. They actually called him at the airport and told him that he wasn't going to be on it. That's fucked up. Yeah, he was at the airport ready to board to go there. They called him while he was at the airport ready to board and said, yeah, we don't need you anymore. So that he didn't go on. So it was Fitch, Koss,
Bobby
Swick,
Southworth.
Southworth.
Koz was not your teammate back then.
Who wasn't?
Koz.
Who? Koz?
Josh? No, Josh Koscheck.
Yeah, he was. Koscheck, yes, he was.
He was already training at AKA at that time?
Yes. Yeah, he'd already had 4 fights with us.
Boy, you guys did a horrible job with his stand-up at that point.
Bro, he'd only been there for like he hadn't even trained with us for 3 weeks, and he was already set. He already fought he was getting ready to fight in a tournament 3 weeks after training with us. I went to corner him because Bob had to go to with someone to the UFC. I went to Susanville up by Reno to corner him in a 8-man tournament. He had 2 fights that night, just destroyed everyone. A couple Gracie guys just fucking took them down and just smashed their faces in. It was fucking brutal. I felt bad for one of them because he should have never been fighting Koscheck. Like in terms, he thought his jiu-jitsu guy is just going to pull guard and just take him. It was brutal. Koscheck.
Yeah, so then you guys had Swick, Koscheck, and Bobby Southworth then.
Yeah, Swiss, Koscheck, Bobby Southworth. Yep. Yeah, the Fitch was supposed to be on it as well. Yeah, that was a stack. That was the first one that they ever had, and I watched that one. I loved it. I loved everything about it. I thought it was fun. It was, all the stuff with Lieben happened, all the other stuff that Bobby when he almost didn't make weight and they were dragging him out of the sauna. And I was like, man, this is so fucking Bobby Southworth. I love Bobby to death, man. But it was just so guy. Like, fucking let me out of here. Like, and I just know, like.
Bobby Southworth should be given credit for being the guy that created Dana White.
Why is that?
So are you kidding? It was Bobby Southworth that when they because all those guys went in there and they had no idea that they were not going to get paid anything to fight. And Bobby Southworth was like, hey, let me make this clear. I fight for money. I'm not coming here and fighting for nothing. And so he starts talking to all the guys and he says, hey, we got to stick together on this. We can't fight for nothing. You know, you had guys like Forrest Griffin who had a lot of pro fights and you know, Bonner he probably had about 6 at that time. And, Diego was fighting mostly out of King of the Cage and stuff, but he kind of rallied them around. That's when Dana came in they did the whole thing, and he's standing there. Do you want to be a fucking fighter? You know, that whole speech was over that because he was trying to say, hey, you know, they put out a lot of money and they were way in the hole. You know,
oh yeah,
at that point, $54 million in the hole. And so
seems
Dana's
like a drop in the bucket now.
Oh yeah,
seems like a drop in the bucket now.
Dana's job, everything was on the line, and so that was the whole thing. Is he had that speech, and that actually helped make the show. And then they decided, okay, if you get a finish, we'll pay you $5,000. So if you got a finish, you got the $5,000. So. But it was Bobby. Weird. Bobby was the one that started that.
But see, that's weird to me because I do know that they only got paid if they fought, but they got paid if they won. And I don't know what the other person. I think it was 10 if they won and 5 if they lost. I believe because that's what Cost and those guys were telling me when they got back. Now maybe Zions paid them separately. Like I know they're still owned by them.
Yeah,
Zions was still owned by the Fertittas. Like Gordon Biersch was owned by Fertittas. Yeah. But I was under the impression that you made 5 if you just showed up and you lost. You pretty much were out of the house anyways. And then you won 10 if you won, which is apparently different than what you're saying.
No,
so
they're
I also didn't know that it was Bobby.
They made more money than they did because $5,000 for a finish.
Wow. Fuck. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And those fights counted on their record at the time too.
Did they?
Yes.
They weren't exhibition fights at that time?
No, they weren't. No, because they were 3-round
Even though they were
fights.
2-round fights.
No, they were 3 rounds back then.
Maybe
they didn't start the 2 rounds until later on.
Yeah.
They didn't start the 2 rounds till later on. All those earlier fights started went on their record.
Yeah.
Yep. Because if you go and you look at like Forrest Griffin and Bobby Southworth, right, they'll have them on there as fights. Yeah.
How long ago? What year?
It was fucking
2005
when MMA first started. 93.
That's not quite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Forrest Griffin only has the finale on his.
No, so yeah. He's only got the finale, so they did not. Thank you very much.
Really? So did they start that?
Because Forrest fought he's fought Sam Hoger.
Yeah.
Here we go. Fight Pro Exhibition. That's what they were. As. And Alex.
So I wonder, did they move them after then? Did they move them after the show had already went on? Because I thought it counted on their record back then.
No, I didn't think so. I thought because it was 2 rounds. I think it was still 2 rounds back then.
Well, these two.
Did it go to a third if they had to? I thought it was 3 rounds last time. Well, back then.
No. If it went to after the 2 rounds, it was a draw. Then yes, it would go to a 3rd round.
Okay, go to Koscheck, Josh Koscheck.
Okay, let me just
because Koscheck I think had a couple that went the distance, so that'll let me know. Because Forrest finished his guys.
Yeah, he had one that went the distance against Lieben.
Yeah.
Just waiting for this.
Yeah, because
right now. So Pro Exhibition, he had one that went 3 rounds. Yeah, against Diego Sanchez.
So a Pro Exhibition. Okay, fuck.
So yeah, correct. Notice he's got a 2-round win over Chris Lieben because he won both rounds, so it didn't go to the 3rd.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
When you see the decision split with Diego, that's because
it went the 3rd.
It went to the 3rd because there was no winner at the time.
Because he won one
each
round,
won
and
a round.
Diego won a round. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, fuck. That sucked.
Why did it suck? We're just going back in time. You can't remember everything, man. We're
Hey,
talking 16
at
years
that-
ago.
John, at that time of my career, if I was getting paid $5,000 a fight, fucking sign me up. I was making dirt
Exactly.
dog shit at the time.
Yeah.
My first 3 fights at the UFC were like 2. It was like 2-2, 4-4, 8-8.
Yeah.
I mean, I was supposed to fight Ease Edwards for the title. It was fucking 8-8.
See, now
How
back
fucking
then,
sad and pathetic that is.
back then, people would talk about it, and say, "Oh man, I can't believe it." It's like, dude, they're losing money. You know,
Yeah,
what do you
that's true.
want?
Yeah.
It's like
Now it's a little different.
a little different
it's
now.
A little different.
Little different.
I understand.
It's
what
all
you're saying.
good though.
All right, we got
But yeah,
way off track.
Yes, we did. But Brian battle against Gilbert Urbina, that is for the 185-pound middleweight tournament championship, and then the other one is at the bantamweight between Ricky Turcios,
Turcios,
Brady
Turcios,
Highstand.
high stand. Okay,
That's why
All
Kevin Lee and Daniel Rodriguez are down there.
that's fucking bullshit.
the order.
Anyways,
No,
you should have
it's not.
you should have those guys open the show, or be the main event on the pay per view. Like that's it. Why they
It's not pay-per-view. It's free.
What are you talking
be
about?
I'm sorry,
You
not
have
pay per
lost
view.
your
Be the
mind.
main event on the prelims is what I meant to say. Prelims, pay per view, same shit.
I would rather
They all-
see him on the main. Look at that, Kevin Lee
It all
versus Daniel
gets
Rodriguez.
the same amount of views. It all gets the same amount of views. Fuck it. Main event on prelims or pay per view. Fuck it.
That
All
Kevin
right.
Lee against Daniel Rodriguez, that's going to be a good fight.
Yeah.
All
All right. Who else? Oh, sorry.
I'm just thinking,
Wondering.
look at Daniel. Daniel's a beast right now. And Kevin is a great athlete, but coming off of 2 knee surgeries, hasn't fought in a while. Daniel Rodriguez is, I want to say, what's he like, 10-1 or 11-1 in his last 12 fights? 11. He's somewhere in there. Crazy. He's only got the one loss he has is to who the hell did he lose to? Dalby, the guy
Nicholas
from
Dalby?
he looks like a Viking.
Nicholas Dalby.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he almost got knocked out by Dwight Grant. But then he fucking
Yep.
turned the tides after Dwight Grant
Yes, he did.
blew his wad all over and fucking just couldn't fight anymore. Dwight used to train with us at AKA, man. Super nice kid, great kid,
Yep.
got big power in his hands. His fighting style is like very unorthodox. Seems like you could take him down easily, but no, you can't. Like damn weather the storm because he was on fucking stilts in that fight. He was all over the place.
Yeah.
Just looked like Zab Judah after he got punched by fucking Mayweather. Just did the stanky leg. It's just everywhere. Crazy. But yeah, he's a dog. When I give people when I talk about people
And
being
he's getting
dogs,
better.
I talk about guys like Daniel Rodriguez. He's a dog.
He's getting
someone
better.
yeah, he's just someone. I always get him mixed up with the guy who beat Vieira, the jiu-jitsu guy. He tapped him. I always get him mixed up with him.
Vieira who?
Leo Vieira?
Not Theo. Did you say Theo?
I said Leo.
No, who was the Vieira that should be at 205, but he's not. He's 185.
Rodolfo.
Oh.
Remember
Exactly.
who's that guy? Is his name Fluffy?
Yeah, that's
Anthony
Hernandez. Anthony Hernandez.
Hernandez. Okay, I always get the
Yeah.
two of them mixed up. Hernandez and yeah.
Rodriguez.
I like Anthony Hernandez.
Pull up Anthony Hernandez.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I
is.
always get Anthony Hernandez. Fluffy, I always get him mixed up with Rodriguez.
You can't take
man.
the name Fluffy. That's Gabriel.
That's yeah.
That dude's hysterical,
man.
man.
He is, and I love that he does his comedy without cuss words because I can't get through a day without cussing. I don't know how he gets through a show without cussing. Anyways.
Just he lets Martin do it.
Martin. Oh man, he was great. I've seen him in person probably 4 or 5 times. He's awesome.
Really?
Yeah, I met him. Shit, I met him in where were we? Not Salinas. Was it Salinas?
Could be Selena.
I think we were in Salinas. I met him at the Salinas Fox Theater or whatever. Went down, met him in person, and Martin, I met him too, and hung out with them a little bit afterwards. And then I met him again through Channing Tatum, just randomly in Vegas. Like he was there and they were there, and just like, hey, what's up? And that was it. Cool guy,
Yeah.
really cool, really cool guy. What else?
Dustin Jacoby against Darren Stewart. First off, I love this fight based upon the fact that both of them have easy names to say, but but no, the truth is that Dustin Jacoby, he's been fighting for a long time, good kickboxing background, tough as nails. Darren Stewart, super strong. He had that fight, twice against Eric Anders, and he's super strong. That's going to be a very hotly contested fight. Both of them got big power. Dustin got good stand up. His ground's gotten a lot better, so I think that's going to be a fun fight. That's in the prelims.
Off that topic, Sam Alvey, is this shit or get off the pot? I think he's lost a couple in a row.
Yeah, I think so.
It's getting to be that time, right? Scroll up.
Damn.
Unless you got to win somewhere.
2 for 5 losses and 1 draw.
Yeah. This is kind of that moment right now.
Yep. And he's going against a guy that's a stud.
Yeah, 2 of them were TKO stoppages, so that doesn't help either. And then 1 split
Submission on the most
on the
recent.
draw. Yeah. And then technical submission. I mean, it's one of those things. Like, he's such a nice guy, man. I hate to see him go,
he's a
but
great
like
guy.
you're in this point in your career, you're 35 years old. You're on the down. You're on the way down.
Well,
You've
it's
had
going to be
some
like
really
either
bad losses.
whichever guy loses this, you can
Mhm.
figure that they're out of the UFC.
Yeah.
Wellington Turman is good, strong, tends to have problems with guys that have power though. And look, there's one thing people don't give Sam Alvey credit. He can hit.
Yeah.
He's got power in his hands. So, and he's sneaky as far as delivering it. He picks his spots and he tags guys. So this could be one that Sam Alvey pulls out.
Got it. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully he gets back on the win track. I like him a lot. I've met him a couple of times at
Great
some
guy.
events.
He's
Super
a
fun.
great guy.
First time I ever
His whole
met him was
family.
in Sioux Falls.
Yeah, his
First
whole
time I ever
family.
met
His
him was in
wife
Sioux Falls.
His wife is fantastic. She runs everything.
Oh, is she?
And she runs his corner. She runs everything.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I met him in Sioux Falls. The first time I ever met him was in Sioux Falls. It was the UFC in Sioux Falls. That was Lando Venata versus Tony Ferguson.
Yep.
Lando fucking had Tony on skates, man, ice skates, flopping all around.
Trouble.
I was like, holy shit. And that was after Tony had already beat me. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on right now?
Guy?
Who is this fucking guy? I never heard of him. I had never fucking heard of Lando Venata. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
After that, I was a fan. Right from the get-go, I was a fan. I was like, this guy's fucking an animal. He took that fight on 10 days' notice and he fucking balled out. He balled out on that fight. He had a great fight.
Yep.
Absolutely amazing. Outside of that, I mean, look, I'm really looking forward. The main event to me doesn't matter what you're doing in your day. Just stop doing that.
You gotta
watch the main event. Watch the main event.
They
I'm
got a
interested to see
couple.
how Kevin. They got a couple.
Well, I'm just look at the Dustin Jacoby versus Darren Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be as I say, a snubber blocker. They're going to go after it. They're going to be swinging. I think Sam Alvey against Wellington. Yeah, they're both on losing, a little bit on losing streaks, but Sam's going to come swinging, and if he connects, it could be good, as far as watching and stuff like that. But then I think the Kevin Lee versus Daniel Rodriguez, that's a great one too. So there's a lot. There's some fun. There's some really interesting matchups on this card. And that's without the Ultimate Fighter thing, which I don't care about.
Yeah, the Ultimate Fighter thing, man, it kind of turns me off. Sorry. They should just have their own show.
Yeah.
Like they already have their own show, I know, but they should have their own show for their own fights. Kind of like how the Contender Series does. Like, okay, let's not try to mix those in with the guys that have been doing it, doing it there for the longest time. All right, everyone, go to mybookie.ag, use the promo code WayneIn, and you can make bets on every sport there is. Basketball, tennis, soccer, golf, and even during the election time, they had bets on that. They've got different types of bets for all different sports, and including one of our favorite sports that we love to talk about, MMA, and also boxing. So make sure you go to mybookie.ag, use the promo code WayneIn.
The best part about betting on the sports is then you become more involved. You feel like you're part of it. You don't have to bet a lot. $5, big deal. But use that promo code. You see that nice little barcode? That one right there? Use that. Use your phone. Hit it. put in that promo code weighing in. You will get a bonus extra cash for your account. You can use that to make millions. Okay, maybe not millions, but you could use it to make a couple dollars. Have fun with it. Don't bet too much, but always win.
John, talk to me. Paul, Woodley versus Paul, baby. Can you believe we're talking about this shit? Can you believe it?
Yeah, here it comes again.
Hey, whatever, man. Like, if they're getting views and they're making
I
money,
was going to say something that would get me in trouble, so I'm not going to say it. But.
What? Just whisper it in my ear. No one hear.
Yeah, no one will hear you. Go ahead.
John, whisper it in my ear.
Turn your volume then.
Yeah, turn your volume down.
It's like a
you
pimple
shut your mouth when you're talking to me,
like a pimple
buddy.
that just keeps coming back, man. It's back again. No.
This is gonna be. Hey, but the thing is, though, John. In all fairness, though, like the Logan Paul and Mayweather thing, I went to watch Mayweather. That was kind of it. I wanted to see like how would he do with someone against that was 190 pounds. This fight, though, they're a little bit closer in weight. But then the other thing as well is you have a real fighter fighting someone who is what 3-0. Is he 3-0 now or 2-0?
3-0.
I think he's 3-0. I think so. Like I get it. T Wood should have the advantage in terms of all the things that we're talking about with all the athleticism. And I don't know if he is more athletic than Jake Paul. Jake Paul seems to be a pretty good athlete. And so when I'm talking about T Wood, realistically, it's I don't even know if I want to give the punching power to him after seeing what he did to Ben Askren. It's hard to say that T Wood's got the punching power because like you and I have talked about. And T Wood's our friend. T Wood is our boy. I've followed him forever, Strike Force and with UFC. And we've friends, trained together a bunch of times. We came out to AK and also in Hawaii. Look, the bottom line is that he's never had the one crunch like you pointed out. He's never had that one crunch knockout power. And I threw it out there. I was like, well, what about when he fought my boy, Koscheck? He's like, no, he hit him first, hurt him, then he had to hit him again for him to go down. I'm like, yeah, but he's got power. He's got power. I don't know if he's got the same type of power in boxing gloves.
That's the difference. He's a strong guy. He's not a big guy per se. He's muscular, but he's a strong individual. But he doesn't have that, just the power that you go, ooh. He doesn't have that, and we're talking, he was hitting guys with 4-ounce gloves.
Yeah.
Okay. It's going to be different with
10.
They're going to be in a 10-ounce glove. And so I just when you are this guy that was a fighter in MMA, there's so many elements to MMA that your focus on the stand-up art of boxing is limited. I'm not saying you're not doing it, but you're doing it this much compared to what the boxer is doing. Now, how good a boxer is Jake Paul? Well, he's proved himself to be, he's decent. And all I can go off of is guys that I know that have either sparred with him, trained with him, know him, and they say, hey, the guy's good. He's got power. He takes a shot well. He moves well. He does the right things. Now, all of them say, now, is he ready for a good boxer? No. But is he ready for a good MMA guy that hasn't been boxing a lot? Yeah, he's ready for him. So I just look and say, I hate to say it, Tyron can win the fight, but he needs to win the fight in the first 2 rounds. And if he doesn't, it ain't going to get better for him. And
yeah,
he's 40 years old. That makes a huge difference. He's fighting a young guy who's faster than he is. He's bigger than he is. He's stronger than he is. All those things work against Tyron.
That's the number one thing that scares me the most is the age. Because, I mean, how old is Jake Paul? 26, 27, somewhere in there?
I don't even think he's that. I think he's 25 or 26.
24, 25.
He's 24.
He's 24.
24.
At that age, I could fucking run like 10 miles.
Go all day long.
Hit mitts, fucking wrestle 5 rounds, like fucking spar 10 rounds. Like, it was like, all right, cool. Maybe the next day I was a little sore. Fucking, that was about it. I had a yoga class, felt better the next day. Like, I felt great. You know what I mean? So at that age, where's T Wood? He's got to dial down what he's got to be doing during training.
People were talking about, there was a video that came out on Jake Paul where I think Amanda Serrano is in one, is farther down on another heavy bag. And they just have him shooting 2s, doubling up on a Tuesday. But you can see he's exhausted and he's dead tired.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, "Oh, he looked like shit. Look at him dropping." Hey, go and get exhausted and have your arms so heavy you can hardly lift them, and let's see what you do. Okay, don't go off of that because that's not going to be him in the fight. You know, it's just like he's a lot better than people are giving him credit for. Now, I still say he keeps fighting. This is that video right here, but he keeps fighting people that are smaller than him.
Yeah,
and he's smart about doing it, but that it's a huge advantage when you're fighting a guy who normally would be fighting 25 pounds less than where you're at.
Yeah. Amanda Serrano's she's a stud.
She's a stud.
She's a
Yes,
stud.
she is.
Yeah. She works with Ruka, and I do a lot of stuff with Ruka as well, but she's an absolute stud. But it's in terms of people talking about look, we're talking about practice, by the way. When someone's dog dead tired, don't go dissing on them from your fucking couch. Okay, just sit back. Yeah, just sit back, enjoy the show. I know I probably just pissed off a bunch of people because you guys are a bunch of couch warriors. I understand. Okay, but like you guys got to remember, this is probably he's probably been there for an hour and a half. He's probably been hitting the bag, he probably did a couple rounds with them on the mitts as well. Now he's trying to tighten up the technique. He's tired. Let him be, man. 24 years old. I mean, it's going to happen. But I guess what? Tomorrow he's going to recover a lot faster than Tyron Woodley.
Oh,
and when he does that, he's going to be able to hit the mitts a little bit more. He's going to be able to go a little bit longer. He's going to be able to run a little bit further. He's going to do all the things that T Wood won't be able to do at 40 years old. Now, T Wood's got the experience to make up for that. But I have to agree with John. If T Wood don't get him out of there, I'd say by the middle of the third round, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse and worse. And it's not going to get worse by a little bit. It's going to get worse by a lot.
yeah.
You know, because boxing pace is not the same as MMA pace, where I can just take you down and hold you and control position for a little bit if I need to, or I can clinch you against the wall, catch my breath, fight you for underhooks, all that stuff, and avoid getting taken down. That ain't going to happen. They get into a clincher position where the ref's going to break them. Okay, fight again. Okay, get back in the clinch right away like Bernard Hopkins. Okay, ref's going to break you. I don't know if T Wood's going to be able to go, 8 rounds? I don't know if he's going to be able to go a hard 8 rounds with someone who's 24 years old is going to push the pace on him. The saddest part of all this shit is he let fucking Paul, it was Jake Paul? Yeah, Jake Paul talk him into
a tattoo.
If you lose, into a tattoo. What the fuck? And if you don't do it, apparently somewhere in the contract, if you don't do it, you have to donate a certain amount of your purse to whatever the charity is of your choice, which is cool. I'm down behind that.
Yeah,
but
now I'm okay if neither one of them does it then.
Yeah, now they've lost the bag. Now they lost, as T Wood was saying, oh, he's going to have to pay me a bag, towards my charity. Well, if you lose and you decide not to get the tattoo, which I think whatever that money is, it'd be worth it not to get that damn tattoo on you. Okay. So whatever it is, pay that bag. Just at least it's going to a charity.
Or you could have a really good tattoo artist and you let him put it on there. And you take that picture and then you say, now cover that sumbitch up.
Yeah, there's got to be something in there that says you have to have it for a certain amount of time.
I don't know.
You would think there would be something in there that says you have to have it for, and it's got to be I don't know where you would say place it at.
Remember when Anik got a tattoo 209 because of Nate Diaz beating Conor McGregor. Yeah.
Jeez, fucking Anik, man.
John Anik, that a baby.
You let Nate Diaz fucking strong arm you son of a gun.
Oh, look at that. There it is. 209. Geez.
It was either that or get
awesome.
stalked and slapped. Oh, I would have taken the tattoo, bro. I would have taken the tattoo for sure. No way I want fucking Nate chasing me around. Where's my fucking tattoo, motherfucker? 209. I think it's great. I just wonder, is there a placement they had to agree on? Because first off, I'm not letting you put your fucking name on my low back. You know what I mean? As a tramp stamp. There's no way I am fucking allowing you to pick the
That's
spot.
exactly where it should go, baby.
What if it goes right on your fucking belt line, right where your belt is?
Over,
you can see it right there.
Right over your belly button.
No.
Yeah, or your heart.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you had Jake Paul's name on your ass?
Dude.
I mean, come on, man. Jeez. Then you got to get that covered up. Fuck. No way. No, I want to get the details on the contract for this tattoo shit. It's crazy. There's just no way I'm allowing you to put your fucking name on me. I'll pay you the extra money. And if I am allowing you to put your name on there, how long does it have to stay? Like I take the picture, I post it, and then I just cover it up, or do I have to hold it for a year, 2 years, 5 years? What is it?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
I said
brutal.
it. I said it when that whole thing came out. I said Tyron screwed up. All he had to say was, "Hey, let me tell you something. You're a child. I'm a man.
Yeah.
I don't put other men's name. I don't even think about it. So get that crap away from me."
Yeah, would you like
children think about that? That's all he had to do.
I would have told him, "What are you thinking? You thinking you in love with me that much? You want my name all over your ass? Is that what you want? Is that what you want? You're in love with me that much? You can't be away from me. You want my name on your ass? That's what I see." Anyways, look, the fight's gonna be. I think I know it's a circus show. I know, but here's the thing, though. It's got me a little interested. John, it's got me a little interested, man.
Did you hear who is part of the commentary team?
I heard Ariel Helwani is.
Ariel Helwani. He's got his place because he's with the Paul brothers. I love it. I love it. Go, Ariel. This is what you do when you can leave ESPN. You can just freelance. Keep on going.
Yeah, I mean,
Nice
I'm hearing that he may end up trying to sign with Showtime for a long-term deal.
Good, let him do it.
I mean, he's trying to sign with Showtime. Hey, if he signs with Showtime, I guess you and I will have to be a little nicer to him for a while, just to kind of. I'm nice. I'm always nice. I think he just thinks that I'm ragging on him. I'm not ragging on him. I actually like the guy. It's just I've had problems with him in the past in terms of personal interviews. And just some of the stuff he says. I'm like, but whatever, man. Like, hey, look, we're grown adults. Move on. It's past it. And that was also too when I was fighting, not now. I just like to poke fun at him now because he takes it so personal. Like he talks about it. And I'm like, why? Why? I'm just joking back and forth. And John, if anyone can take a fucking joke, it's me. I don't take anything to heart whatsoever.
No,
except
you're great.
Except for when Dave doesn't do his job. That shit pisses me off. Fuck. But everything else, like
with as much crap
shits.
as I give you. Come on, man.
Shit. I mean, and I'm saying you guys, honestly, the shit that we talk about when we're not on camera, and I get it big time from him, and I give it back though. But it's like,
you give it back.
This is fun to me, man. Like life should not be taken this serious.
No.
So I enjoy it. Ariel, if you're offended at all by anything I say, please don't take me serious. I'm just what do they call it? Just joshing with you.
Just joshing. Oh, there you go.
Buddy.
That's what you say a lot.
Shit.
I'm just joshing.
I need to get a shirt. I need to get a shirt that says that. Just joshing with it. People that think I'm fucking with them, I'm just going to start sending them shirts to say just joshing with it.
Well, you're going to need one soon that says I'm Josh because your CTE is making you forget shit. So you're going to need that soon anyway.
What does it say?
I'm
just
Josh.
With my name. Josh.
I'm Josh.
See, I think that's like really just bad Scottish humor because no one really cared about that joke. John, it's a really bad just Scottish humor. All right. Okay, so I mean, like that's what that's this Saturday night.
This Saturday, baby.
I will be doing another fight companion. I'll be doing another fight companion with Brennan for this show. Go down during the day or whatever, and film. We'll film it in the night when the fight's on. So
now hold on. Are you also doing the UFC? You guys will be watching that, or just watching the boxing?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to watch it. So I think we're gonna be on the boxing. Maybe they're gonna flip it back and forth. But if not, I'll just have it on my phone right in front of me so I can watch it because we got to talk about it the next morning.
You got Chin. He can put up 2 TVs.
Yeah. Let's go, Chin. Show those muscles, buddy. Show those muscles. All right, Dave. What else you got for us, bud?
Well, so just so you guys know as well, we obviously won't be. So Josh, just real quick, this is on the 29th, which is Sunday. So how are you gonna be gone?
No, the Woodley fight, is it on Sunday?
It says 29th, it says, which is Sunday, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah, the 29th is Sunday.
Dun, dun.
I don't think Brennan knows that because he called me asking. He's like, "Hey, can you make it?" He's like, "Can you make it for Saturday for
So I'll let you guys figure that out. But for our fans, I just want to let you guys know that we won't obviously discuss this until the midweek show next week. Because if you look right here, it does say August 29th.
Yeah, it does.
So
I thought it was Saturday. I didn't think anyone would do a fight on Sunday.
Shit, I didn't think so either. Fuck, I'm totally screwed.
After the UFC pulled out of Utah, trying to do it on a Sunday.
Wow. Oh shit, did they really?
Yeah.
That's great. All right, well then, I guess let me get all that cleared up, and then we'll still film Saturday night then.
All right,
if that's the case, because he was saying we're only doing the pay-per-view for the other one for
our fans,
Paul and Woodley. Yeah,
expect the recap on this one next week.
Yeah, so fans, you guys got to understand. Okay, don't rely on me for dates, math, reading, any of that shit. Okay, because that's not me. That's not me.
Definitely not
okay?
Math.
And apparently, you can't rely on me for
math.
Time and schedules and any of that shit either. I just show up, do my job, and that's it. All right, so we'll clear that air. So if it is Sunday, that's cool. I'm down with that. That's even better.
All right.
That's way better. Not even a little bit better. That's way better. All right.
So we're going to hop into some news. So the first piece being around Jake Paul, basically saying that he believes he's in Dana White's head over fighter pay. But then in addition to this, there's one of the guys training with Jake said that he turned down an MMA fight because Jake offered him more money just to train with him versus him fighting in MMA. So there was a couple of pieces to that, and so just get your guys' thoughts overall.
Dave, do me a favor, scoot your mic a little bit closer because I can barely hear you.
Is that better?
Yeah, there you go. That's better. Yeah, you got that thing that we spent a lot of money on for you to talk into. That's what you got to do. Okay.
Good Lord.
All right. So he thinks he's in Dana White's head over fighter pay. I can tell you right now, Dana gives zero fucks about what he thinks. Exactly. Zero fucks what he thinks. And I mean, like, it just, let's be honest. When let's just say Dana's worth about $650, maybe $700 million. Do you think he really cares? Do you think he really cares?
Totally.
Does not care what a YouTube kid thinks. Okay, as much as I like Jake Paul and I like what he's done. He's stirred the pot. He's doing a lot of things. I think he's doing a lot of great things for being so young at 24 years old. But let's be real. Dana White gives zero shits what he thinks about fighter pay, and Dana's going to keep doing what he does. Politicians have done more, like trying to put shit down on Dana. Dana's like just shrugged it right off. Jake has no say in what's going on. It does not in his head at all. None. Zero. Zilch. So
keep going.
Right? Am I right? Am I right or am I wrong there, John?
No, you're totally right.
Yeah.
He's using. I think they're both using each other for put things out there and stuff. But he is more just amused with what's going on here with Jake Paul. None of it's bothering him. Dana doesn't get bothered by that.
It helps that Jake Paul. It helps Dana if Jake Paul mentions him.
Hell yes, that's why he says he's using him.
Because all of his subscribers now and all of his people that he has on his YouTube channel, they go to see what happens to Dana, what happens to their fighters, because now Jake Paul's going to say something about it. So they want to be able to see it. They want to be able to see what Jake's talking about. So they go and they watch now some of the UFCs because of that. Yep. So yeah, I mean, they're using each other. I would say definitely. Next.
No, so he made a thing about I think it's Anthony Taylor who actually trains out of the Body Shop with AJ McKee and Baby Slice and Joey Davis in there. That's been one of Jake Paul's, I guess, sparring partners for this, and he's fighting Tommy Fury in a cruiserweight matchup, which is hysterical because the first time I watched Anthony Taylor fight, he fought at 145 in MMA. And then, because he fought Adam Borch, in fact.
Oh, did he?
In Hungary. Fought Adam Borch in Hungary.
Was that Bellator?
Yeah.
Yep. I heard that was the worst fucking Bellator trip ever because the hotel that they had booked, like somehow.
It used to be a hospital.
Yeah.
It was bad.
No, they had booked one hotel, and the one that they were supposed to stay in ended up, like, something happened, and they had to stay at a different one. And the second one was, like you said, like a hospital. They fucking hated it. They were so pissed. And then, man, John, can you imagine putting together all the stories that you know from MMA and I know from MMA and anyone, whatever, we pulled in Goldie, anyone that Goldie knows from MMA, like all the shit from early UFCs. I mean, if you did a book like that, you could have an encyclopedia of just shit that happened. It's
things
so crazy.
That happened. But Anthony Taylor is complaining, saying that he was offered a MMA fight, but then Jake, as Podcast Dave was saying, offered him more money to stay and being his sparring partner, and that he made more money sparring and being the sparring partner for Jake Paul than he did in all of his MMA fights put together. And I believe him. I do.
Yeah. You want to? Why do you believe him, John? Go ahead, say it.
It's real simple. When you're fighting on preliminary fights at the beginning of a fight card, no one gives a shit about you. You don't make a lot of money. You've got to win those fights to get yourself in a position to make money.
Yeah.
And he didn't do that for a lot of his career. Then he went to Combates, and he's won his last couple fights, and he came back to Bellator, and he beat Chris Avila in a fight that you and I watched and went, I don't know if he won that one, but
yeah, I don't know
decision.
I don't know if he won.
It was a majority decision. Okay, but you've got to do something to make people want to see you. So a promoter wants to put you on his card in a place that means something. Do that, and you'll start to get paid more than you're getting paid to be a sparring partner for Jake Paul.
Yeah, before he lost to Adam Boric, he lost to James Gallagher.
Yep.
So yeah, that was another fight. Yeah, I mean,
and that's but that's the difference. Here's Anthony Taylor, okay, and he fights James Gallagher and he loses, and James Gallagher goes up and Anthony Taylor goes down. Then he wins a fight and he comes back a step, and then he faces Adam Boric and loses, and Adam Boric goes up, and there goes Anthony Taylor down. And that's part of fighting. You're not going to get paid when you're not winning those fights that are the ones that are going to take you to that next level.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, like I've said this over and over and over again. Winning solves everything. If you want to complain about your pay, start fucking winning. Like keep winning. Now look, guys like Francis Ngannou have a gripe. I don't know what John Jones is making, but like for him to go up to heavyweight, he's got a little bit of a gripe. I don't know what he was making before at light heavyweight and being the champ for so long, but to go up to heavyweight and fight there and try and fight someone like Francis Ngannou, well, he deserves to get paid a little bit more. I'm not saying a ton more. I'm just saying a little bit more. He's making some changes. And, the UFC's always controlled people from like, hey, you can't go up. There was a lot of times where fighters tried to go up. They're like, no, you're staying where you're at. They know, like, they want to control where you go. Well, John goes up and, hey, well, if you're encouraging me to go up, give me a little bit of a bump in pay. This guy, he has no gripe. You got to win, bro. Yeah. If you're on the prelims, you're never going to get paid much. You got to get to the main cards. You got to be the main status and not lose, by the way. Getting to the main card doesn't mean shit unless you win. The kid that we just saw that fought Keith Lee, Lugo, that was the first time he ever fought on the main card. We just had the Sioux Falls. First time he ever fought on the main card. And he had a great fight. He had a great fight. And I walked out of the interviewing Keith Lee in the back, and I was like, man, Keith Lee's going to win this fight. Because the way he was talking, I'm like, he was focused. He was ready. Everything. I was like, man, John, I'm a sucker for that shit. Guys, I'm telling you, man, I will.
You into anything, man.
People could sell fucking, like, if I was an Eskimo, they could sell ice to me. I swear to God. This is so fucking crazy. I walk in, I look at a fight, right? And my mind says, this guy for sure is going to win. I walk into the room of the guy that I think is going to lose. 2 seconds later, he's talking to me. I'm like, I come out. I'm like, that guy's going to fucking win.
Gonna win
he's going to win. He's going to win. There's a chance he's going to win.
And I'm looking at you like, have you lost your mind?
I have lost. I really care for people, man. That's my biggest flaw. I care for people. And when I listen to them talk and the way they convince me and like, yeah, I don't think you can do this. I don't think you can do that. And I start thinking to myself, you know what? You're right. Their takedown defense isn't that good. You know what? You're right. I saw them got wobbled. They got wobbled by Mike Tyson one time. I remember. They must not have a chin. Not have a chin.
Mike Tyson doesn't hit that hard.
I walked out of there going, fuck, you know what? He's going to probably fucking win.
Yeah.
And then the fight happens. It's like a minute 30 starts.
No, before that, we sit down and you say, I think, and I look at you and I go, have you lost your mind? Crazy? How many times?
Oh, man.
I go, Josh, you're doing it again.
I've got a good heart, man. What can I say? I believe in people. It's rough, man. It's rough. What's next, Dave?
Next piece is news on Francis Ngannou saying his old coach wants to be famous. And he goes on to say, he goes on to talk about how basically he was getting scolded by his coach for taking up all the spotlight. Talking about Instagram followers and things like that. And we covered this a bit more prior as far as the detail goes, but that was our next piece of news.
There was something that I had to, it kind of will relate to this, but go ahead, John. What do you think on this?
If I haven't been there, I don't know. And so I'm just going off of what Francis is saying. And if it's true, shame on you. This isn't about you. Okay. Yeah. If you look at the great trainers that are out there, they get their due eventually.
Yeah.
Because they're great trainers and they keep bringing people to the forefront that keep winning, which in turn makes them look good. You want to look good as a trainer? Start freaking putting guys out there that win fights, and all of a sudden people start looking at you. You can take, and it's been, if you go into long, periods, Greg Jackson is a guy that, a lot of people are going to look at and say, great trainer. He is. Look at all the guys that he's brought forward to be at the highest level. And then you can take a look at guys that have come a little bit after him. Mike Brown out of ATT. Take a look what he's done with guys. And, Mo Lawal now is in there. And then you can even go to Eric Nixick at Extreme Couture. No one knew who Eric was for a long time until all of a sudden now he's the guy bringing guys forward and people are going, dude, Eric Nixick is a great coach. That's how you get recognized if that's important to you. But it's all about the fighter.
Yeah.
No one, the simplest way for me to say it, I used to say it all the time. Look, no one comes to look at a referee. No one comes to look at a trainer. They come to watch fighters. That's it. Because if the fighters weren't there, people wouldn't buy a ticket.
Well fucking said, John. That's true. I hate when fucking refs, like Big John yourself, had jumped in, tried to make the fight all about you. I fucking hate that shit. I love that shit. No, but hey, just today, Gary V posted something and said, hey, because like trainers like this, and I'll give you guys a couple of examples of trainers we've had at AKA over the years that no longer were there because they felt like they weren't getting the fucking spotlight. And like Gary V posted this
Spotlight's not yours.
You're right. I agree with you. We had one of them fucking leave the gym because they couldn't go into the cage after the fight because the commission only allows one person or something like that to go in. At the time they were having a deal. The UFC was having a deal with like, hey, you can only have one person in after the fight. So I don't know why or when that was, or if it's two or whatever, but he didn't get to go in. I think Javier or Bob went in and he fucking came back to the gym, fucking never came back. He never came back to the gym after that. It was gone. No one never talked to anyone, nothing. All I know is that there was something mentioned from him to the fighter that he was there to corner saying like, yeah, if I'm not allowed to go in the gym, then I'm just not going to, if I'm not allowed to go in the cage after you win, then I'm not going to be part of this. Disappeared, gone. Okay. Never saw him again. Bye-bye. But like here, for trainers, let me give you guys an example, okay? Gary V posted this today. Everyone starts with 0 fucking followers. Stop judging and create more content. Now, the one thing that I will say, because Javier Mendez is doing this right now, sure, he's a great coach, and he's had the history of being a great coach, okay? But he continues to produce great athletes and great fighters, I should say. But he's also taking guys that are good at what they do, and then he's groomed them to be good at, at putting it all together. That's one thing he's done very well. But what he is not doing, though, is he's not sitting by waiting for somebody else to create his stardom. What he's doing is he's making great fighters, and a bunch of them as many as he possibly can. He continues to do that. But what he also does is what Gary V just said. He creates a ton of fucking content. He's constantly doing videos of Khabib hitting mitts. He's constantly doing videos of Islam doing funny stuff, whether it's opening a package and someone jumping out, like setting up, like jokes and scare tactics. Like when they come in, someone scares them when they come through the door. It's content involving his stars. So it's nothing like too personal, but it's just fun stuff. Creating more content for your social media, especially using your athletes as stars, using them in your content is going to get you more publicity. And whatever your athletes decide to do by reposting it or sharing it or whatever it is, then that's on them. And if your athletes are smart, they'll help build you up as well, because the more that your trainer is happy with him, like with Khabib, not with Khabib, but Hav, with him being able to get so much publicity from all of this stuff, now it makes your coach a lot happier because now sponsors are reaching out to him going, hey, I have a new bag, or I have a new set of mitts. I'll send them to you. Like they get a bunch of free content now.
I got a body shield. I've
got a body shield. Perfect for you to wear. I've got new gloves. I got new mitts. I've got new kick shields, whatever it is. And then those guys don't have to put the money out because they're using their fighters to help leverage themselves to get more pads for their gyms, because running a gym is not cheap. And John, you can attest to this, and I have gyms now, and fucking hello, just can't wait to just, you know what I mean? It's a daily struggle of being in the gym all the time, knowing that you have to do all these other things, running trainers, doing all this stuff. This is a great way for him to, if his trainer would have created content, he could have built on that. And I'm sure that Ngannou would have retweeted, reposted, redone whatever, and created him for him to become more of a star. But instead, he wanted it all right now at this moment and just felt jaded by it all. And then when that starts happening, I don't care what fighter, who you are as a fighter, get rid of that coach. Get rid of him. Later on down the road, like now, if Ngannou was champion, he'd be even more of a fucking headache. That's just more shit you don't need going into big time fights when you're supposed to be getting paid. I just think that creating the content as a trainer, holding mitts for your fighters, whatever it is, breaking it out, even just jokes and having fun, that will help build your star power, which will bring in more subscribers or more followers that will make you more money. That's all. That was a lot. I said a mouthful there. So.
All right.
Next
topic. John said, all right. I thought he was about to go off just like Josh. Next topic is on Miesha Tate. Basically talking about her fighter payout from the last fight. She has been booked for a main event slot against Ketlin Vieira. But based on this last fight as well, she was talking about paying out, I think it was 98%. She said she paid out 98% at least. Yeah, she had to pay out.
She said she paid out 98% of her purse.
Jeez.
Yeah, I at least spent, it had to be about 98%. So maybe I walked away with a little bit, but out of 200,000, yeah, I'm just lucky I made a bonus, to be honest.
Okay, so look, I want to put this. John, do you want to go first?
No,
because I just rambled on for a while. People are probably tired of hearing my voice. You go first, John.
Okay,
you go first.
All right, let's be honest. First off, camps do cost money, and especially when you're someone like Miesha coming back, there was a lot of things there to look at to say, I want to do this the right way. So when you're talking about strength and conditioning, you're talking about your trainers, you're talking about massage therapy and all the different things that you need to do to take care of your body so you can get back in the gym and get yourself in that peak performance, which you got to admit, she came into that fight, she was in great shape, and that takes time, effort, and money. And so I don't know what she made for the fight.
200.
Okay, so she made 200. Saying that she only got 90, she put out 98%. You probably put out a little bit too much, but
yeah,
between your trainers, your management, taxes, all of that stuff, and then you start talking about the, strength and conditioning people and massage therapy people and cryotherapy and all the different things that you can do to try to keep yourself as you're getting older. And she's not old, but she's, at that point where all these things will make a difference. 34, right?
36, I think.
35? 36?
In the middle.
So right at that, it does cost money. Now, she knew what she was doing, and I'm sure she's okay with it. And she's looking and saying, that's an investment in my future, and there's nothing wrong with that.
First off, I want to start off this conversation with, who the fuck cares what she spends her money on? I don't even know why. She came out with a whole separate interview talking about it's my money. I do what I want. And that I have to agree with her 100%. Why are people judging her for what she decides to spend her money on? That's one. Two is, let's not forget, she's had 2 kids. And most recently she had one, I think, just a little over a year ago. So the fact that within a year and a half, she's already got her body back into fight shape. And she looked absolutely phenomenal. I'm a huge fan of Miesha just based off of that. And look, and when people talk about it, 35 years old, it's hard not only to come off kids, but then to get your body in enough shape to get through a full camp. So the running, she's going to have probably massages after that. The amount of nutrition that she puts into her body, those things they're not cheap. Whether she hired a nutritionist or not, I don't know. Okay, but she would have been smart.
If she did, you're looking at $4,000 a month easy. Sometimes it's more. So
yeah, my nutritionist for Lockhart and Leith, for the first time he did my camp, it was $4,000, and that was only for a month. Because I had him for my second camp, and he came out for 6 or 8 weeks. I think it was a little over 6 weeks, 7 weeks, and he ran me $6,000. So I got a little bit better deal for the longer he was there. But he was also working with other fighters while he was in AKA, so that's what helped cut the cost down. If you have your own nutritionist, right, who is there and in your house living with you like mine was, it costs a pretty penny. So that's not just nutrition, but her body, with the lactic acid buildup, trying to get through all that stuff, that just having a baby and things like that, she's probably had to get massages, I'd say 2 or 3 a week, different types of ice baths, recoveries, cryo, massage therapy as well, active release, ART, those type of treatments, sports therapy type treatments. Those cost money. Now, maybe they have something like that at the UFC Performance Institution. Yeah, the PI, where people can help her with that. But I know they're good, but are they people that will spend 20, 30 minutes really working on your body? Or are they people that will just graze over it real quick, say 5 to 10 minutes? There's a difference between needing a real therapist to work on you and get all the lactic acid out of you or get the kinks out of your body. And those are the ones that kind of, you walk into their office and they kind of brush over, okay, that's good, and you're out of here. Not all therapists are the same. Just like not all doctors are the same. Not all fighters are the same. And so there's a lot of things, I think. Also, too, who's watching her kids when she's training at this time? Does her husband have a job? Like, there's a lot of things that go on right now in terms of that. So the money spent, I have no doubts. I don't know if it was $190,000 worth. Yeah. Maybe she did overdo it, but it was her first fight back after years. And so she probably went overboard on a lot of things, making sure that it was 100% done the right way.
I just look at she was investing in her future.
Yeah, because look, that win right there got her what? Got her a main event slot against Ketlin Vieira. So if that's the case, it worked. It worked. She got a bonus also. It worked. So whatever she did right. So like I said, last thing is, who cares what she does with her money? It's her fucking money. That's the last thing. A lot of people judging her. Next
story. Probably should have lumped this in with the Jake Paul thing, but George St. Pierre had come out on Ario's show and talked about how Dana White blocked his Oscar De La Hoya match, which we know, but he gave more details of how the conversation went, where basically in the beginning, Dana was saying, I don't want you to go out there and lose, like it's a bad look, blah, blah, blah. George was like, no, if there's anyone that's going to go out there and do boxing properly, it's me. And then Dana came back and said, it's not because Oscar's going to win, it's because he doesn't want Triller to make the money. How about we give you the Khabib fight? And then GSP went away and said, all right, I'll think about it. And then came back and said, obviously, it didn't happen.
Here, we don't want Triller to make the money, so how about we give you the Khabib fight so I can make money? That's the best. Come on, man.
Oh, man.
I love it.
Let me give you a fucking, in his prime, one of the best, most dominant fighters, the most dominant fighter ever to walk the face of the earth. Let me give you him instead of some 50-fucking-year-old boxer who's doing coke fucking every week. Yeah. Because, I don't understand. Let me do you a favor. No way, man. Dana is not doing you a favor.
Let me give you a guy who is in the prime of his damn fighting career, who doesn't drink, doesn't do anything bad, only trains all the time. Yeah, I'm going to do you a favor. Just look at it. It's like, it's awesome.
Oh, it's so great. People are like, oh, yeah, Dana's doing me a favor. No, he's not
really.
Dude.
Not in that
And he would have probably made more money to fight De La Hoya than he would have done to fight fucking Khabib, which, I don't know, Khabib's a pretty big damn star, and so is GSP. So the two of them together probably would have done
They would have made a lot of money.
But, yeah, they would have made a lot of money. It would have been close, though. It would have been close. I mean, the Triller fight, they would have had to pay GSP a lot to fight De La Hoya.
Yep.
I mean, for him to come out of retirement, he would have had to make a lot of money. Next.
Last piece of news before we wrap this thing up. Nate Diaz says he's defending in December.
Oh, man, I love this.
And if you guys want the 70 ranks, here they are.
Hold it. Doesn't defending mean you hold something?
Yeah, he's
doesn't it mean like champion. You have a belt or you're the champion or something? What I mean, I love Nate and I love the fact that he came up with this. But the only thing he's defending is a beautiful stash of beautiful weed somewhere that he's got. Someone's going to try to take. There's nothing he's defending. I love the guy, but he may be fighting, and that's awesome. I'd love to see it. I'll watch. I don't know about defending.
Yeah. I don't know. I love watching him fight, so I'm just going to keep watching every time he fights. I'm going to sign it up, and I actually.
Well, then his brother is coming up shortly, so that's a good.
I'm pumped for that return. I just ran into Robbie Lawler in Sioux Falls. He was there to corner Logan Sorley.
Yeah.
He's such a nice guy, man. Robbie's like one of the greatest guys I think in the sport. Absolutely phenomenal. Just super nice, humble, just doesn't want to be bothered. Like, yeah, he just wants to be kind of be off in the corner, just doing his own thing, man. Yeah. Like you very rarely see him trying to be out and about. He's not trying to like be part of the limelight. He's so fun to be around. Just like in terms of just a nice guy, like talking to him and stuff. So, yeah, Nate, I don't know what you're defending, but look, when you fight, I'm going to watch.
There you go.
I'm a fan.
That's it.
I'm a fan.
I love you, Nate.
Leave it at that.
I'll watch.
All right. Hey, go to prowrestlingtees.com/weighing in. And if you use the promo code and still, pick up one of our shirts to get a little 20% off. If you use that promo code and still, get you 20% off on the rest of our gear and our clothes that are up there. And hey, I'm pumped for that as well because we've got some new designs coming out hopefully here soon. Dave reached out to a bunch of people he put a post up, didn't you, Dave?
Yeah.
Asking if any of you guys are artists. I'm looking for someone to design a shirt that says tall, long, and lanky. Okay, so if you guys can do that, we're gonna make a shirt that says tall, long, and lanky. And we can also do dogs. We can do junkyard dog. I like junkyard dog, by the way, because it's true. It always reminds me of the pro wrestler, the junkyard dog.
Oh,
was it? It always reminds me of that. When you say it, it reminds me of that. That's my childhood history. I just aged myself right there. I just aged myself. Yeah, so go to prowrestlingtees.com/weighing in. Use the promo code and still pick up a plethora of all of our colors and shirts. We have the Home Improvement Karate Kid. What other one do we have?
Terminator.
The Terminator one. That's the one I was looking for. All right, so we've got all these up there, and I'm waiting for the final artwork to come in so I can scan it and send it over so we can potentially get this thing made as a shirt as well for that nice artwork I posted on my Instagram story.
You go.
The amazing artwork was done. All right, so what else? What else do we have? That's it. Is that all we got?
No questions from Dave because he put them to the side because we've gone too long.
Yeah, we have gone too long. That was one thing.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know what? I honestly got to say, this was a really good flow of a show. We had some fun. We had some fun on this show.
I was
one last thing. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button on our channel, as well as go to the link down below to take you to our Clips channel. Hit the subscribe button there. Hit the bell on both because guess what? We drop our shows at different times based on some stuff, and we want to make sure you guys get the notifications. So hit that bell. Hit the subscribe button, and also listen to us on all the audio platforms. I've been listening to a lot of Rogan lately in my car. So, but it also comes, Spotify now comes with video. So we got to try to get on there as well, Dave. See if we can do video on Spotify. That'd be kind of cool. And great stuff, man. Great stuff today, John. Good job. You did a great job.
Thank you very much, Josh.
You got anything else?
No, I got nothing, but I will tell you one thing. See ya!